This is Southern Cross News with Joe Palmer.
Good evening, everyone. Momentum is building to change the date of Australia Day, with Hobart recording its largest rally supporting the move. The Northwest today held its very first Invasion Day protest as the Devonport Council joined the number of communities already taking a stand.
For the first time, the raw emotions of Invasion Day were laid bare in Tasmania's northwest. A protest showing the build in momentum to change the date of Australia Day.
To think that people celebrate the invasion of another people, the slaughter, the attempted genocide of another people.
Hobart's annual rally today seeing its largest turnout, 2,000 people descending on Parliament lawns to reflect on the hurt of January 26.
Last year there were 700 or 800. Today there's 2,000. Now that's a real indication of public opinion.
Numerous Tasmanian councils have decided not to celebrate. Confidence the community will eventually stand with Australia's first people as a first step towards a treaty for Indigenous self-determination.
We can't sit down and negotiate a treaty with a government that doesn't respect us. So they do need to change the date to demonstrate that they are prepared to show us respect.
But on the streets of Hobart, opinions were divided.
I think there's a lot more debate got to be held before a decision's made.
Yeah, it means a lot to a lot of people, and I think if we can meet in the middle, I think that's great.
Because why would you? We've celebrated like this for ages. Like, why change a good thing?
Well, I think it's really bad that you celebrate the invasion of a country and a complete genocide of a national people.
Tasmania's two major political parties are split on changing the date. Labor is pledging support in changing Australia Day, while the current Liberal government says January 26 is nationally significant.
In my view, what we should be doing and what's most important is ensuring that Aboriginal Tasmanians get the same standard of care, healthcare, education.
A debate no doubt set to continue. Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
Meanwhile, 16 Tasmanians have been recognised in the Australia Day honours for a range of significant contributions to the state. The recipients sharing a common passion for our community.
It was 40 years ago Percy Jacques first became involved with the Henley Children's Home. Since then, he's never looked back, helping disadvantaged youth grow into successful adults.
It's a great thrill. It really gives you realise why I'm still here. You know, my wife keeps telling me that I'm too old to be here, but I still, I'm still involved, still passionate about the organisation.
One of 16 Tasmanians recognised, Glenn Woolley commended for decades of service in the Police Force, Rotary and Netball Australia, now an honorary Ordre Corp to the Governor of Tasmania.
I was appointed by Governor Cox back in 2005 for a one-year appointment. Here I am still 14 years later and still here, so they can't get rid of me.
Describing the OAM as a humbling experience, but not without celebrating his fellow volunteers.
They go about their daily volunteering without any fuss or without any bother. And for that, they're the heroes as far as I'm concerned.
The highest honour for Neville King, appointed as officer in the General Division, the associate professor diagnosed with Huntington's disease around a decade ago, recognised for medicine and medical education.
He was one of a couple of people that established cognitive behaviour therapy in Australia, and I'm very proud of him.
I'm humbled to receive this award.
More than 20 years of volunteering with the SES, earning Nigel King an Emergency Service Medal. The heartbreak of the Port Arthur massacre and Denali bushfires not deterring a drive to help.
The look on people's faces when you knock on their door because their roof's blown off or their house is underwater, they've got a missing loved one, and you walk out of the bush with them, there is nothing like it.
Commander Glenn Keating echoing the belief in supporting others. After serving 35 years in the blue and white, his focus is now to educate the next generation of officers, leading a rebuild of the local force.
We're producing a product, if I could call them a product, that will support the future of the community.
A community thriving on the work of some outstanding Tasmanians. Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
Tasmania has embraced more than 75 new Australian citizens at ceremonies across the state today. Many of our newest residents moved here for a better life or more opportunities, but they're not all sold on our Aussie foods.
Starting Australia Day by becoming national citizens. 27 Launceston residents and 30 in Hobart pledging their loyalty to the country and to officially calling Australia home.
It feels really good and I feel like I belong.
We are very happy.
From countries including Nepal, France, Indonesia and Bhutan.
When did you all move to Australia?
5 years ago.
Many of our newest citizens relocated here for education.
Australia has a lot to offer. I first come here to study, and because the studying opportunity is a lot better here compared to in my home country.
You've got the best maritime college institute here in Tasmania, so I figured coming here and getting more education would be a good way to go.
An extra special day for the Rye family, with Emon, Alex and their mum receiving citizenship certificates together, 6 years after arriving here.
I like everything in the Australia.
I have a lot of friends here.
And do you boys like Vegemite?
A little bit. He doesn't like Vegemite that much.
But not all the Aussie diet has been discovered.
What's lemon things?
Across the state today, more than 75 people officially became Australian citizens. For many, it's the start of a new life.
A fresh new start, a new beginning and bigger and better things to come.
Honours also for our Citizens of the Year, including a Girl Guides leader and a woman who helps create major art projects.
I always enjoy involving the community in lots of activities and working with thousands of people over the last more than 20 years, so it's pretty magic to be acknowledged.
And an even more magical day for our newest Australians.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Monica Dadson, Southern Cross News.
Residents near Blessington are urged to be on high alert tonight with a bushfire burning in the area. The Tasmania Fire Service is currently battling the blaze at Sawpit Hill Road. 14 tankers and 4 aircraft are attending the scene. The TFS says there is no immediate threat, but warns fire under these conditions can be difficult to control. Residents should monitor the TFS website to stay up to date with information. Medina Bike Park has officially opened to the public today with over 200 riders testing out the new tracks. The park hailed as a game changer for the sport, with amateurs to experts soaking it up.
And they're off. Riders from around the globe descending on Medina Bike Park for its official public opening.
It's what Tassie's been wanting for years and years and years.
Shuttled to the top of the mountain, which reaches 820 metres into the sky.
Spectacular views, but the trails should be phenomenal as well.
Almost 40 vertical descents to choose from. These riders ready to take them on.
It's set up so you can start here without too much skill level and then build up. So just want to get jumping. That's the thing I want to get out of it.
Lots of different styles of trails. So some people are riding the nice flow trails. Some people are riding some more technically demanding hand-built trails. So everyone's getting a good taste of everything on the hill.
The park hailed as a game changer for the sport, further cementing Tasmania as an adventure tourism hub.
Everyone's talking about it. Derby was the sort of thing that got Tassie onto the map, and then this is going to explode.
Medina has kind of rocketed straight into number one. It is far and away the most prolific trail network in Australia. It certainly beats Buller, it certainly beats Thredbo. And there's more to come.
Hugh was one of the 17 trail builders that spent the last 6 months creating the tracks.
We got here, that's the main thing. We're pretty happy with what we got to, but yeah, all the trails have just come out so well. We're all stoked.
There's over 200 riders here at Medina Bike Park today, with over 1,000 expected over the coming days. The owners say there's a few tickets available for Sunday.
The smiles are huge as they're coming down at the end of the trails. They can't believe that they've got something like this in their backyard.
Stage 2 of the park is expected to be completed within a year. Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
Welcome back. Gumboot throwing, egg tossing, wood chopping and all things quirky entertained dozens of Tasmanian families today at the annual Henley on Mersey. It's the only festival in the state where dozens of ferret races are carried out for the top spot, and they certainly put on a show.
It's the home of the wacky.
That's it, we're off. Keep going.
This year's Henley on Mersey, a true testament to its quirky reputation. Man after man after man, a test of strength pulling an 11-tonne truck, pushing competitors to the edge.
That was awesome. Good challenge. First time doing this, so man.
But there can only be one winner.
I only think of technique. Eyes up, move your feet, keep everything working, work hard, go hard. You've got to kind of go into a bit of a trance when you do this sort of stuff.
From gumboot throwing to cracking whips, the annual event continues to wow the crowds. But the ferret race remaining a favourite, with more than 35 crawling for the top spot.
I think it's just because it's something a little bit different, a little bit novel, and people really enjoy watching the ferrets race.
Great opportunity to celebrate Australia Day in a way that's typically Australian, where everybody has good fun with their mates enjoying the day.
Organisers say they believe this is one of the largest events of the state, attracting crowds of up to 5,000 each year. It injects more than $200,000 into the community.
Each year we try to add at least one new event so that it remains fresh and exciting for the people to come here.
The community event is now in its 108th year with no plans of slowing down. Rita Risk, Southern Cross News.
Tasmania's oldest woolen mill has been given a major lifeline. A crowdfunding campaign has raised $155,000 to help the Waverley woolen mill remain viable. The target was initially only $90,000, but that was raised in just 3 weeks. The Indiegogo fundraising campaign finishes today. Money raised will help to buy tonnes of wool to keep production going and machines spinning.
2 Tasmanian NPL clubs are preparing to see exactly where they're at ahead of the 2018 season, with Victorian powerhouse Bentley Greens returning to the state to do battle with South Hobart and the Zebras. A friendly chat while assessing the Darcy Street pitch, but expect all pleasantries to go out the window tonight.
This is where it starts, so I've told the boys these are the games where it starts. Our season starts now.
A great occasion for us. You know, you're playing the better teams in the country with the better players, and you have to come up with a way of, you know, getting a result against them.
No strangers to the state, having pipped Devonport in front of an electric Northwest crowd in the 2016 FFA Cup. Bentley Greens are considered one of the best teams outside the A-League in the country.
We're looking forward to a difficult game tonight. They'll have lots of possession, and we're going to have to defend really well to be in this contest.
Taking on South Hobart tonight ahead of tomorrow's clash with the Hobart Zebras. The matches will provide the 2 Tasmanian sides a crucial insight into where they're at ahead of the NPL season.
We've got 3 or 4 guys in tonight who are fringe players, who will have a chance to, you know, saying, look, I'm here, I'm doing well, give me your games.
But with the Victorian season beginning earlier than here at home, the better prepared Greens are keen to dish up a reality check.
You know, these are the type of games you sort of work out what's right and what's wrong, what you want to put across to the boys. So it'll be interesting.
The Tasmanian Pre-Season Cup begins next month, followed by the NPL season at the end of March. More than 10,000 people have turned out for one of Hobart's age-old traditions, the annual Sandy Bay Regatta. Celebrating all things water sports, the event is now in its 170th year, with a couple of interesting new additions this time around. Not ideal conditions to strip down and jump in the Derwent, but nothing was stopping these guys from competing in the first game of ocean water polo played in the state.
All our young athletes are very excited by the prospects of being able to throw the ball around in somewhat difficult conditions.
In danger of fading into history 10 years ago, the regatta has since seen a resurgence in popularity, and the 170th edition was no exception.
It's a long tradition, you know, and it's part of our heritage, these regattas, because Hobart was founded by people that made their living on the water. We should see between 12 and 15,000, I'd say, through the course of the day.
Beginning in 1849 as a way for seafarers to test themselves against each other, competition is still alive and well, with the next generation of watermen and women carrying the torch to ensure the event survives for decades to come.
And what we want to do is really expose kids to water sports. And in summer, that they can get out, get away from the computer, and they can go and join a sporting club.
Good evening. Hope the weather was nice for you today as we celebrate everything great about being Australian. One of those great things, of course, is not worrying about wearing shorts with a suit on a hot day. Hobart 22, Launceston 30, Burnie 25 and Devonport 23. 32 was the high at Launceston Airport. Cressy and Ouse reached 31. Lyoweeney high on the list today with 28 degrees. Friendly Beaches 27. King Island 26. Lowhead, Grove and Strawn 24 and St Helens 23. A low-level band of cloud found its way over Victoria and Tasmania today. A band of cloud with a cold front is just on the tip of Western Australia. That's heading our way as well. A high streak of cloud is over WA and South Australia and into Victoria. Monsoonal rain areas continue over the tropics. Now, we had some early fog today over a few northern and eastern areas before high cloud pushed over the state and focused on the east of Tasmania. Tomorrow, a front grazes the tip of WA heading our way. The high over the Tasman Sea continues to extend a ridge along the nation's east coast. The winds east to northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 25 knots over the east, light northerlies over the central lakes. Hobart tomorrow mostly sunny and 29 degrees, 33 the top for Medina. Oatlands a hot one too and 33 degrees. Launceston very hot, possible shower, 35 the top, 28 for Devonport, a humid day and 27 for Lyoweeney. Burnie, humid, a possible late shower and 26. Strawn, 30 degrees, as well as Marrawar. And in the east, warm as well. St Helens up to 27, 30 degrees for Swansea and 28 the top for Orford, humid along the east coast. And UV extreme tomorrow for all regions. On Sunday, mainly fine, hot and humid, maybe an afternoon thunderstorm in the north. Rain over the west and north on Monday, extending statewide during the morning. And showers on into Tuesday as well, contracting to the northeast by evening. Further north and sunny and 28 in Perth. Very hot and sunny in Adelaide and Alice Springs, 41 degrees for those two centres. A humid 32 in Melbourne, showers for Canberra and Brisbane, heavy rain forecast for Darwin. Partly cloudy in Hobart, 20 at the moment. Launceston cloudy and 27. Partly cloudy in Devonport, the current temperature there 21. And Joe, my current temperature above the knees 45, below the knees nice and cool.
I cannot believe you showed everyone those shorts. Oh well, now you know what it's like in our studio. That's all from the team for now. We'll see you with updates a bit later. Bye-bye.